A very good morning, it's Fabio, and we're going to dive into EURUSD. Today is a massive day as we have NFP, and obviously throughout the week we had some other big news announcements, mainly interest rates in Japan, interest rates in Canada, but also some FOMC speeches. And Trump last night came in with a new round of tariffs, if I'm not mistaken, a baseline of 10%. Causing the overall crypto market to sell off. Now, guys, one more reminder, we're currently here on the new Trading Academy Market Updates channel. The main reason for this is because on the main channel, the Trading Academy, I'm going to be posting more educational videos, more vlogs, more shorts, and I want to give it a little bit more space to grow. And therefore, for our religiously people, or for the people who watch these market outlooks religiously like yourself, first of all, a massive thank you. Really appreciate that you guys take the time to show up every single day and watch these. But then, we have kind of like our own little channel / space where we can keep track of them. Now, let's dive into EURUSD, the other major dollar pairs, and of course gold, because EURUSD, first of all, has continued to sell off in towards the downside. At the moment, we're seeing somewhat of a slowdown / range on the lower time frame. Obviously, this is just prior to NFP, the overall price action that we're getting. Currently stuck within this overall range. Don't advise to take any trades today, obviously, with the news. So I'm just going to be staying out of this. Overall, what I'm looking for here on EURUSD is somewhat of a retracement in the near future. Overall, I'll be keeping an eye on, and then mainly the 4-hour time frame that we have over here, some equal lows. If I get that right. So here we have some equal lows, and further down below we also have this area of 4-hour demand, which took out these lows here to the left. So I'm keeping an eye on kind of like those two levels, so this blue line or this blue line. For the rest, I don't really see anything that can really cause that full-blown reversal. Obviously, we're kind of within this overall daily doji candle or hammer candle over here. This could also cause the overall reversal to take place, but ultimately I'm just favoring a further short position in the near future. So I'll be looking for something like this, if we do get that overall push up. Obviously, this week we've already seen a massive move in towards the downside, but overall I'm just looking for that further continuation in towards the downside. Now we have two areas of interest, pretty much these 2 wicks, which could act as an area of supply, or obviously the overall buy before the sell itself that I'll be looking for some further shorts for. So if we do see that retracement happen today, then we'll be looking for shorts next week back in towards the downside. The main reason that I'm looking for shorts, because overall, yes, market structure might still be bullish here, with this being the swing structure, swing low, swing high. But for now, here on EURUSD, after coming into a higher time frame area of, let's say, supply and taking out liquidity here. So here we take out a little bump in the road. We tap into an area of supply. We can then clearly see that overall tap into supply and that bump in the road caused a weekly change in market structure, meaning that we saw a change of character take place over here. As we can see, and now that change of character has made us have an established area of supply here on the weekly time frame. Within, I'll be looking for a further downside push, eventually back down towards at least this low over here of around 1.10. So that's what I currently have for EURUSD. The weekly time frame is showing me that price wants to retrace, because obviously here on the weekly time frame, this is considered a break of structure over here, and after that break of structure, what do you expect? You expect a pullback. So obviously here on the weekly, we are trading at a premium, and next to that we have tapped into higher time frame supply, and we have also taken out liquidity. Weekly change of character, therefore making me want to look for those short positions, and obviously an overextended move. And that is pretty much what I am going to be looking for. So looking for that today, no real interesting setups on the lower time frame. But additionally, why I'm looking for EURUSD shorts is because I see potential for the dollar index to start rallying in towards the end of the year. As we can see here, the monthly time frame bullish from this low in towards this high. Here we have the monthly imbalance, which should act as an area of demand, and we have the 1, the 2, and then the third trendline touch with the potential to push the market up higher. So the overall higher time frame bias, in my opinion, is clear. Now, looking at the daily time frame here, obviously so far today it's been a slow day as the market is waiting for NFP. Now, at this point in time, what I'm waiting for is for us just simply to rocket up higher. Now, what I'm overall looking for is for us to take out this high and this high. Like this high over here, 101,977 is the ultimate target. And there's two kind of ways that I'm going to be looking to trade this. Let's say first we see the retracement back down deeper today. That's beautiful. Within this area of demand, I'll be looking for long, meaning EURUSD shorts, for example, could play out. If we take out this high, then I'll look for maybe an intraday short position or short-term short position back down in towards this demand zone, because then we take out a liquidity high. And if on the 4-hour time frame, for example, I see the change of character, I'll be happy to go short on the dollar and then, for example, look for a long on EURUSD. If we just continue shooting up, then obviously, again, I'll also be looking for a short position from this liquidity high. So potential shorts like this or potential longs like this. Preferably you want to kind of like leave these highs open, retest an area of demand and then go long. But again, with NFP, anything can happen. So if we do take out this high or this high, then I'm still be looking for those shorts after the liquidity grabbing. So that's what I have for today. At the moment, price just squeezing, not much to be said on the lower time frame. Let's just focus here on the daily and what the game plan is there. Moving onwards into AUDUSD. AUDUSD has continued to sell off in towards the lows. For myself, the overall target is pretty much just the beginning of this overall, let's say, ascending price action in towards the highs, this overall ascending channel. So I'll be looking, now that we've broken out of this, for some further downside, and also additionally with that 4-hour and daily supply being in control. So obviously here, this is the daily buy for the sell, pushing price down lower after taking out the very first bump in the road before all of these little bumps in the road over here. So yeah, I mean, push from this low all the way in towards this high, overextended corrective move. For me, it makes sense to look for some further downside in towards at least the blue dotted line. So if we do see any lower time frame setups form, I'll be interested. At the moment, this is of course extremely aggressive. 4-hour supply here is in control. It is a nice 4-hour supply zone which took out this high over here. So you could look for short, but obviously with NFP, it's kind of gambling. If this was outside of NFP, I would be happy to take the short, to be honest. But for now, I'll kind of be waiting to see, okay, do we retrace in towards here? Do we retrace in towards here? Depending on that, I'll be looking for some more shorts on the overall retracement. And if obviously momentum continues, then next week we'll just look for some more sells like this. Going into GBPUSD. GBPUSD itself has continued the overall leg down with absolute perfection. You guys know I've been calling this pretty much all week, last week, past 3 weeks, whatever, since the very top. I'm looking for this blue dotted line to get hit here, and that is for now my main target. And once that blue dotted line does get hit, I'll be looking for an overall long position on GBPUSD to trade the overall pullback before looking for more downside continuation. So that's what I have for GU. Overall, the weekly time frame is obviously fractal bearish with a double fractal break in towards the downside after grabbing this liquidity high. So I'll just be looking to trade with the weekly order flow further in towards the lows. The nice thing about GU is that the weekly and the daily fractal high are the exact same. So it makes sense to look for those further short positions and maybe an intraday long once we grab liquidity underneath the low, which is the very first low of the overall wedge. So that is currently the overall game plan for GU. Now, with GU discussed, you guys know it. I mean, again, the lower time frame, I can discuss it, but it doesn't really make any sense. We're building up a lot of liquidity, so at some point in time, it makes sense for us to kind of like see an aggressive push up and take that all out. But yeah, for me, that long will only really take place once we get to a more significant level, such as the overall swing low over here, and then we'll take kind of like a comparable long to when we took out this low over here. So obviously this is like low 1, low 2, and then after taking out low 2, there was a retracement opportunity. Now after taking low 1, I'll look again for a retracement opportunity to then trade in line with the weekly and the daily order flow. Going into NZDUSD. NZDUSD here has continued to push down lower in line with the 4-hour order flow as well. You can very clearly see that the overall daily buy before the sell here remained in control, and again with a tap in here on Thursday, so yesterday, it was enough to push the market down lower. And yeah, obviously the blue dotted line here is my target, as I mentioned throughout the week in the other market outlooks. And then once that gets taken out, maybe a pullback could start to form before some further shorting opportunities. But overall, this here is yeah, the overall range that we have, and we've taken out the overall range high over here. And now price is going to take out the overall range low. So maybe you could get in or squeeze in a nice little short to take out that blue dotted line. And then eventually price should retrace once that gets taken out. Maybe a little bit of a deeper push in towards the overall sell for the buy here. But yeah, we'll have to wait to see how price develops in that regard. Now, USD Swiss, USD Yen and Gold. USD Swiss continued its leg up. I'm looking for further buys on this. Maybe with NFP we could see a spike down, but then into next week I'll still be looking for some more upside. Currently overextended, so no real trades there. Then USD yen. USD yen has the potential to start retracing somewhere in the near future. I'll be keeping an eye on kind of like this range high here, and then once that gets taken out, maybe we could see some shorting opportunities. Obviously not looking for many longs anymore, but you can see again that the overall 4-hour order flow just keeps on holding. So with the daily order flow being bullish and the 4-hour order flow being bullish, you just want to follow that up higher. You can see here how beautifully, for example, these doji candles or sell for the buy candles keep getting tapped into, and then the tap out continues. So I'll be looking for somewhat of a pullback in the near future on the 4-hour time frame. Once we come above the overall range high, that is where I'll be looking for a short position from in towards the downside once we get the overall confirmation. And then, of course, we have gold. Gold, I'm still interested in further sells. Yesterday I highlighted the selling opportunity from the overall daily supply zone. So here we have a daily buy before the sell over here, and I highlighted look for shorts in towards these equal lows over here. So I mean, daily fractal is bearish. We're rejecting the 0.5 fib of the daily range, and we have the 0.25 open and equal lows right above it. Go into the 4-hour time frame. 4-hour fractal was bearish as well. Then on the lower time frame being the 1 hour, we took out the blue dotted line here, which is liquidity. These two highs literally mentioned in yesterday's market outlook. So congrats if you're in it. And then obviously, here the 1 hour change of character. And then from that moment onwards, you're just looking for sells. But even on the lower time frame being the 15, you had the most beautiful price action, guys. You literally had the most beautiful price action here at its peak 1 to 2.7. But this was so beautiful, where you have clear 50-minute bear structure. So here the break of structure. Here you have two descending highs, which you act as liquidity. Blue dotted line gets taken out. Once the blue dotted line gets taken out, we get the overall push down. Then there's no liquidity in the push down. So this first initial supply zone acts as liquidity. We take that out. Here the change of character low. That is where you want to place your sell stop on, and then it just absolutely tanks in towards the downside for a 2% return at least. So overall, amazing setup, and now I still see some potential for some further short positions before I'll be looking for any longs underneath there again. So looking for that further downside push for now before any potential longs. So that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I wish you all a fantastic trading day, and speak to you guys inside Discord. Link in the description down below. Thanks.